on Community Cooking. We have guest chef Jill Reed in the kitchen with us making a tomato and cheese stuffed chicken cutlet served with a side of tangy snap peas topped with toasted almonds. We're cooking with some of the best chefs from right here in our own community, so grab a seat and relax. We have another great meal for you. This is your Community Cooking. Hi, and welcome to Community Cooking. I'm your host, Maria Prekeges, and I'm very excited to have my friend and chef, Jill Reed, in the house, we like to say.
Thank you for having me back.
We love it when you're here. You always make super easy, fast, affordable even, meals, and I know you test a lot of them on your son.
Yes, this is all stuff that he will eat, which makes me happy, and it's all stuff that's pretty easy to make so that dinner can come together pretty quickly, which is really important for me.
Well, really important. You're a busy mom. You work full time. I mean, there's a lot to do in anyone's world.
But I really value cooking and family dinners, so sometimes you have to keep it simple, but as long as we're all sitting at the table, it's a good thing.
And as long as everyone likes it. So how'd you come up with this recipe with the cheese and tomato stuffed chicken cutlet?
This is actually a recipe that I saw ages ago in a magazine, and of course, you know, you're leafing through a magazine somewhere and you say, oh, that looks good, and then you forget the recipe because you have to
rip it out.
You have to leave the magazine there at the doctor's office or whatever. But it kind of just stuck in my brain because it's all the flavors that I like: tomatoes and cheese and some garlic, and you know, what's not to like?
What's not to like about that? And chicken cutlet.
Yes.
Explain to people, because most people are like thigh, wing, breast.
Right. This is the breast piece, and I've actually pounded it out so it's thin because we're going to be folding it over. So you want to have a fairly thin piece, and it cooks faster that way when it's thin too. And so basically just with the meat pounder, just pounded it thin last night.
Not your hammer at home. That's for the nails and the walls. You want a meat. And I love it because I like to pound out meat and different things. Yeah.
Very gratifying about that feeling too, right?
So chicken cutlet, tell us about the other ingredients going in.
So the stuffing we're going to make for the chicken it's going to have chopped parsley, and then this is anchovy paste, which adds a salty kind of umami flavor to it. And I know people get a little weirded out sometimes when you say anchovy. It doesn't really taste fishy. It's more just like an earthy, salty flavor, and it also helps bind the filling together. The filling also has Parmesan cheese. It's grated, some garlic, and then a little olive oil. And that's all going to be in the filling. We use a salt and pepper just to season things up, and then sliced tomatoes will go in there inside the chicken, and then when we're ready to deglaze the pan, we have a little dry white wine.
Well, and this is Italian parsley.
Yes, the flat.
The flat's the Italian.
Right. Not
the other's
curly.
the regular. That's what I call it, the regular.
The curly parsley versus the flat parsley.
Yes.
Right.
I love it. All right, so how do we get started? Hot pan, I know, usually for chicken.
Yes, our pan is heating up. I'm going to go ahead and put a little olive oil in there too.
And I know before in previous shows you've mentioned that you also like to cook with, which surprised me, avocado oil.
I like avocado oil also in salad dressings because it's very light. And coconut oil I like for cooking, especially if I'm doing Asian food, because they have a good high temperature that you can cook them at before things start to scorch. So
I know, I was like, avocado oil, is there such a thing? So it is, and it's good.
It is good.
And anchovy paste, like you said, the paste doesn't add fishy, but I'm a girl who I ask for the extra. Whoever doesn't want anchovies on their Caesar salad, you can give them to me.
I love anchovies.
So
that's one thing my son has decided. He wants to try all these different things, and one of the things he wanted to try was just anchovies from a can, and he liked them. So.
And they're good for you.
Right.
Well, a little omega's in there.
Yeah.
So I've heard. So while the pan's heating up.
Yes. So we're going to do our filling.
Okay.
Which is going to be the cheese. If you pass me the parsley, I'll get chopping on the parsley. But we're going to use that anchovy paste and that cheese.
You always have the most fun. Look at that spoon. Who doesn't love that?
I think those are from Belgium. They're definitely from somewhere in Europe.
I love them.
They're good for ice cream and those little things of yogurt because you can get all the way down in the
Oh, that's a good idea.
Corners.
Or, and this one's cute too, or maybe a soft-boiled egg.
Yes.
It's my new thing.
I call it my shovel spoon.
Because you know me, and I'm going to shovel in everything you make. So all the cheese in the bowl?
All the cheese in the bowl.
The Parmesan.
And then the anchovy paste can go in there.
I love anchovies. Call me weird, but they're yummy.
And you can put in however much garlic you can handle.
I am a Greek girl. How much would you usually put in? Maybe a couple teaspoons? Or
Yeah.
what? Okay.
I usually do a couple cloves of garlic, so.
Okay. We'll make it all garlicky.
And that's pretty finely minced garlic because
That
you want it
is.
to all sort of make a paste, which is why I'm chopping the parsley
Okay.
pretty fine. It's fine.
It's fine, parsley. The flat. And do I add liquid or just kind of munch up the...
You can add a little olive oil.
Okay, I'm going to add
Maybe
a
a
little.
tablespoon or so of olive oil.
Or the flat Belgium spoon that I love. Maybe a little more. A little bit more. You can never have enough good olive oil.
Okay, and then we have our parsley. So I'm
Okay,
going
it
to go ahead and
smells so good.
throw some of this in there.
Throw me some parsley, would you?
There you go.
I love all sorts of parsley.
And again, we can save some of that. That'll be good to sprinkle over the top. I like fresh parsley just right over the top of pretty much any cooked dish. I think just adds a little
And what is, I mean, I know the taste is a little different between the flat and the regular parsley. Why do you choose to use this type of parsley in this dish?
I think it's easier to cut it, first of all, because it lays a little flatter. And it's got, to me, it tastes a little brighter, a little more herby than the curly parsley.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just always grew up whenever you would go out to dinner somewhere and there was that
There's always-
big chunk of curly parsley on the side of the plate. It just never occurred to me that you could cook with that until I grew up, and I'm like, oh, yeah.
Isn't that the truth? It's beautiful garnish. No one eats it. I do.
So that looks
But
pretty good.
Is that pretty good
Yeah,
consistency?
Yeah, it's just going to
Hold
be
on,
a...
Well, there's a little left over
That's
there.
okay, we'll get that
I'll
later.
pass that to you.
All right, so then we want to season our chicken cutlets. We're just going to do a little salt and pepper right in the middle. And you don't need a lot because the anchovy
Paste will
will
add
add
some
a
of the
little
salt.
saltiness, and the Parmesan also. But the pepper,
A little pepper.
we want some pepper on there.
I'm obsessed now with my pepper grinder and put fresh ground pepper on everything.
I know, I was grinding this up to...
I know. I was going to say, you can tell that's fresh ground.
Smell it is so good. So the filling is going to be over half the chicken.
I was going to say you only do half, kind of
Right.
like a pop over, and so you.
And
Oh, it
it's
smells
okay
so
to
good.
get,
We haven't even started cooking it yet.
it's okay to get a little sloppy with that. Maybe that's why I like the flat parsley. I can definitely smell the flat parsley
Yep.
more than the curly parsley. It's much more.
I love it. We never knew we could
Aromatic.
cook with the curly.
Okay.
All right.
And then while we're waiting
So
for the pan to heat, we're going to
on
do
half of that, of the cutlets.
a couple slices of, this is a Roma tomato.
I
You can
love
use
Romas.
pretty much anything. I like these for the size of them. They seem to work pretty well with this dish. And we just lay them in there. A couple nice.
So easy, and they can stick out a little or not,
Yeah.
and then
It's all
just
gonna,
fold them over.
and then you want to get them so they're,
Smash them down.
smash
a bit.
them down a little
Or
bit.
as I like to say,
exactly.
smush them down.
Now, the risk with this dish is when you cook it, sometimes they'll stay flat and sometimes they'll go "Wah," and pop open a little bit. But, you know, it all still tastes good.
Yeah,
No worries.
we're
with that.
fine if we're messy.
All right. And then I have my
Look at how great those look.
pan.
Tongs. A
Should be
chef's
nice and
best
hot.
friend.
I love tongs.
There you go. I'll pass that over.
And then we're just going to slide those right in and
Oh,
Get the
sizzle,
sizzle.
sizzle. We like the sizzle.
get the sizzle. So you want to let them sear pretty good. Let's put that out of the way.
So easy.
Get a good sear on one side, and then we will
Smells so good.
flip them over.
Well, and because they're so thin, because of the
They
chicken
cook pretty
cutlets,
quick.
they cook, about how much per side?
Like just Just a few minutes per side, and then when we're going to deglaze the pan with the wine, we'll put the lid on so they'll continue to cook a little bit in the wine while that reduces down a little bit, because we don't, as much as that would be lovely on the side, we don't really want to taste the wine in our sauce.
Well, and you can use, you brought a dry white wine, God bless you. But you can also use chicken broth.
You can use chicken broth if you're not a wine drinker, or you don't like that flavor, or you don't happen to have a bottle of wine on hand. Pretty much use anything. I've used Sauvignon Blanc. This is a Chardonnay. I've used Prosecco, which is a little sweeter, and it comes out great. Everything's good.
I have to say, cooking with wine, I used to always stress out about it. And a sommelier once told me, whatever you like to drink, use it when you cook.
Right.
And thank goodness I don't have expensive taste, because I can, the cheaper the white wine, the better. But, and I have used like the one-hitters of champagne or Prosecco in some of my chicken dishes. And I was like, I don't have wine. Let's see how this tastes.
Right.
Again, trial and error is such the best way to be in the kitchen.
Yeah, a lot of it depends on how dry or how sweet the wine is. If you have a drier champagne, it's fine.
Yeah. So how did you get into the love of cooking, besides wanting to cook healthy and the emphasis on family dinners?
My mom was a caterer when I was growing up, and she grew up in a family where cooking was very important, and she had 7 brothers and sisters.
Oh,
so
my Lord, they
didn't go out to eat a lot. They ate at home
Yeah.
all the time. My grandma's a great cook, and my mom is a great cook, and I've just developed my own style and the things that we like to eat. And luckily, we don't have picky eaters in my house, so it's easy. It makes it fun.
Some moms, it seems like they're short order cooks, and it's like, no, here's what you get, done.
Right. I'm not a big fan of making separate dinners. He's just always really eaten what we eat. It from the very first time he started eating food.
But you also know how to cook, and you love to
There we
do
go.
it. Oh, look at how beautiful that is.
So get a good golden brown sear on that. There's our...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yum.
And we're going to let that cook for another minute or so. Then
Okay.
we're going to go ahead and put the wine in and cover it up and kind of let it reduce down a little. And then it'll be done.
I love it.
That's easy, right?
So simple. Speaking of the tomatoes earlier, they're so great, and we have such a great farmer's market here in Torrance.
They have so many good tomatoes there.
And everyone's so nice, and I've had people on the show, they're like, oh, we saw the mushroom guy, the tomato guy, this guy, that's girl. I was like, I mean, they're so
The
helpful.
cheese people. Oh my goodness, don't even get me started.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love especially when you get the heirloom tomatoes, and just so good and so fresh.
See, and that's why you're such a great cook, and you love it so much, because you just try things, and you're not afraid to.
Okay.
So
We have our good sear on that side also, and our pockets stayed together.
Well, of
nicely.
course they did. It's you. I had no doubt.
Last
No
time I
doubt.
made these at home, I made 4 pieces, and 3 were perfect, and 1 kept opening up. That's fine. I'll eat that one.
I was going to say, that's the chef's one. The cook's one.
That's what the leftovers are for.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and pour our wine right into the pan with the chicken, and that'll pick up any little lovely brown bits of
Oh, which I love.
I think the chefy term for that is the fond. And
I like brown bits word,
little
but
brown-
yeah, I
the
love
little-
it.
The little yummy
I
parts.
always learn new terms, and we just cover it up.
And we cover it up. We kind of let it bubble for a few more minutes. The wine will reduce down and just make a little pan sauce. It's not really a gravy. It's more of just a juice to
A
put
juice?
over the jus.
A jus? Bless
put
you.
Over the
That's what,
chicken.
sorry, couldn't resist.
And that's it for this chicken.
Well, great. We're going to clean up and take a quick break, and when we get back,
Yes.
toasted snap peas.
Snap peas.
Toasted almonds with snap peas.
Snap peas with almonds and lemon.
Yum. She had this. Oh, we love it when she's here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. This is Community Cooking.
All that being said, do not give your girlfriend popcorn at a quiet movie theater. Just don't do it.
Cool story, bro.
Man, I just love telling stories about my girlfriend.
I can tell.
Hey, don't be jealous.
I'm not.
Look, man, I know that you're single, all right? And I was single for a long time, too, but, you know, I think I found the one. She's got a nice smile. What? No, dude. You are not texting and driving, all right? I am your personal texture,
All right.
your PT.
All right.
That is my duty.
You got it.
Okay?
You got it.
Hey, babe.
Who's this girl calling you babe? Only I can call you that.
Haha. Very funny. Nah, it's just this girl I met.
Melissa.
Yeah.
Wait, what's her last name?
I don't know. Something with an N. I met her at a pool party last week.
Pool party.
Yeah, she's great. She has this nice smile. Wait. What did you say her girlfriend's last name was again?
Norris. Mel Norris.
As in Melissa? Well, this is awkward.
Welcome back to Community Cooking. If you're just joining us, I am so pleased to have Jill Reed in the kitchen with us today. Your recipes are so great. They're easy. You always say, my son loves them, so everyone's going to love them, although he's not a picky eater, but they're healthy.
Right.
We just made a chicken cutlet stuffed with tomatoes and cheese and a few other fun things. And you eat this side dish along with that.
Yes. Eat this side dish with a lot of things. It's just, it's easy and it's very fresh tasting and just green.
It's green.
Green is good.
Green is good. And so ingredients.
We have some sugar snap peas. I trim the little ends off because I don't like those little woody ends. I trim those off. And then some sliced almonds. There's about a tablespoon of butter, some lemon, and we'll use the zest and the juice from some lemon, and then just a little salt and pepper.
So this is it, people. This is it right here.
That's a dish.
We love you. All right, so there's a little bit involved, but not much. What do we want to start with?
I think we'll probably start by going and blanching the peas.
Yeah, and thank you for taking, they're so good. Again, from the farmer's market.
And they're good. You're right. They're really good raw. I'm just going to drop those right in the, that's a little salted, a little sea salt in the boiling water. And we're just going to give those a couple minutes. And while we are doing that,
Either or.
we have some almonds. We're just going to toast these in a dry pan. We just want to get a little color. They're raw slivered almonds, so we just want a little, bring out the nuttiness.
And I like
toasting them.
the pan you're using is good. Cast iron is
I love
great
cast
for stuff.
iron. I do.
I know. We just got my sister one for Christmas because she didn't have one, and she loves it.
So we want to be careful with these because they will burn pretty quickly. So we want to make sure we're moving them around, not letting them.
No,
we don't want
rest in one area.
Right. We don't want blackened almonds. We just want toasted almonds. So this is kind of a play on green beans almondine.
Okay.
But I prefer snap peas to green beans. So.
And it's healthy.
Yeah, you don't want to get it too hot. And they're coming along, getting used to this.
Such an easy dish. We have to, give ourselves 60 seconds to a couple minutes for the almonds. Well, toasting them gives them such a great flavor.
It really does. It brings out the good nutty flavor. And I can see already they're starting to brown up a little bit, which is perfect.
And so did you think I just like snap peas better than green beans when you had green beans almondine one day?
Yeah, basically.
I love great. The best chefs and cooks that I've had on the show are the ones like you. You're like, yeah, I just thought of it. Let's try it.
Sounded good.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take this off the heat because
Okay.
I can smell them and they're starting to.
Oh yeah, they're totally starting to brown.
To toast up, and they'll continue to toast a little bit in the pan here that's hot. And then I'm going
they
to
smell so good.
move this pan. It's got a little bit of my
Oh my gosh,
blanching water in
those
it.
smell so good. I just got a good whiff.
We want that nice and dry because we're going to melt our butter.
And as you said, about a tablespoon of butter.
Yes.
So I love these, 3-4 ingredient meals, side dishes.
So we're going to get that melting.
Who doesn't like a little butter? And I'll move this closer to you with the salt and pepper and the lemons and your zester.
And my zest, my microplane grater.
Is that what I just call it? Lemon zester for whatever I use. Whether it's ginger, I just get
It's
my
really
lemon
good
zester.
for Parmesan cheese too. It makes a nice fluffy cloud of Parmesan
I
cheese
didn't
over the
think
top of your pasta. It's really good.
Oh, I was like, sometimes I go, what is in that brain of yours that has so much information on cooking and gadgets and all sorts of fun things?
Oh, that looks good.
So melt a little bit of butter.
And a little bit of butter, a little
It's
bit of fat.
okay.
It's okay. We're not going to get crazy with it here.
And I love your big slotted strainer.
Turn everything off.
So you just take them out side
And
by side.
you could actually do this all in one pot. You could take it out, strain it,
And put
melt
it
your
back
butter
in.
in the same pot. You could toast your almonds first, set them aside, do your beans, take them out, set them aside, and then melt your butter in the same
All in
pan.
the same one.
And do it all in one pan. I personally love doing dishes,
I'm sure.
and pots and pans are my favorite.
Note the sarcasm in her voice. That's awesome. I actually have a cousin who loves doing dishes. I think it's to get away from all of us crazies in the house.
I
all the
love
crazy
grocery
creeps.
shopping.
That's me too.
I do love going grocery shopping. Dishes,
Not so much.
not so much, but that's all right.
Okay, so we have
All done
so
with that.
simple. So you blanch them so they still have a crisp to them.
They're a little crisp and they stay nice and green. And then this is just to kind of coat them in the butter a little bit. Nothing too crazy. And then we're just going to season with a little salt.
And you like sea
Because
salt?
I do like sea salt.
Most chefs
I like
do.
the pink Himalayan salt too. I use that a lot when I'm going to season a steak if I'm going to grill.
Oh,
I think that's
really?
good
I've
too.
never had that on steak. That
And
would be
a little,
good.
little pepper. That's good.
Fresh ground, by the way. She did that before the show.
I did.
Just saying. She is top notch.
And
No?
that's like red, black, red, and white pepper all blended together.
Oh, there's a little red in there. What the difference in peppers? Just colors, a little bit of flavors different. Oh, love it.
And then we can probably go ahead and turn that off as well. Pretty much done with that. And then to finish this off, we want to add that tang of citrus.
She's zesting.
I'm
Watch out.
zesting. You could probably use lime. I have a lemon tree, so like I said, we do a lot of
More
lemon.
economical because she has them out her back door.
Exactly. And I do this upside down so I can kind of get an idea of how much I have,
Oh, that's a great tip.
and then sprinkle it over.
Yeah. Oh, I did it the other way.
With-
Never know.
Well, now with Parmesan cheese, I don't care how much I have,
Yeah,
so I
you
just
want-
go to town.
She doesn't need to see all the parm, but the lemon.
The lemon peel is so strong because the oil that's in it is so strong. So you don't really need a ton of it to get
Yeah.
the lemon flavor. Plus, we're going to put some lemon juice right in the pan.
Oh, yum.
Let that.
Yeah, love having you on because just simple. Like she said, you could do this all in one pan, or if you love doing dishes, like my friend Jill, go for it. But
Yeah, pots and pans especially, right? Everybody
Oh,
loves
yeah.
washing pots and pans. And then our almonds go right in the mix. In there, everything.
so simple, but the smell is amazing.
So you get the fresh crispiness from the peas and then the little nutty almond. And it's just super, super simple.
So simple. When we come back, I always say my favorite part. I'll even share with you. If you'll share with me, I'll
I
share
will
with
share.
you.
I brought enough for just the two of us.
I know, the crew's really grouchy right now. All right, don't go anywhere. When we come back, our favorite part, tasty. You're watching Community Cooking.
Bye-bye.
Hi! Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert? Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Welcome back to Community Cooking. All right, my friend Jill Reed. I just like saying your name, it's so easy. And you make fabulous food.
Also
Time to
very easy.
So easy. I mean, every time she's here, I'm like, oh, I'll make that at home. And then I go home and make it. All right, should we taste our chicken? I want to do chicken first because it looks so yummy. So remind everyone what you put inside.
This is the chicken cutlet, very thin piece of chicken. It's got Roma tomatoes and then a mix of Parmesan cheese, parsley, a little anchovy paste, some garlic. It's just cooked down in some olive oil to sear it, and then a little white wine in the pan. Make a little yummy juice in there. I'm going to cut right down the middle.
Oh, see, I was being, Okay, that is so good. That is something, look how beautiful that is. You would find in like a 5-star restaurant. The flavors all infused. The anchovy paste, it's not fishy at all, but it just adds that extra
It's like a little earthy.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's a make it home. Now I have to get some almonds with this. Excuse me.
Right, snap peas with toasted almonds, a little lemon juice, some lemon zest. It's really light and bright. Whoop, I dropped my pea.
Oh my gosh.
5-second rule.
Oh, of course, it's on our clean counter. The lemon just enhances. It's not like, ooh, lemon, but the toasted almonds. Oh my gosh, I'll never eat plain sugar snap peas again.
The lemon, I think, complements the sweetness of the
It
snap
does.
peas.
It's not overpowering, but all the flavors. What a great meal. And you could serve it with some pasta.
Right, a little rice, a little pasta, or just like this. You don't even,
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you even really need carbs with every meal.
No, but they're so good.
But they are delicious.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming in. On behalf of Jill, myself, and our entire crew, thank you so much for watching. And remember, we really do have some of the best chefs right here in our own community. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time on Community Cooking.
If you'd like a copy of the recipes seen on this show, send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Office of Cable and Community Relations. That's 3350 Civic Center Drive, Suite 200, in Torrance, California, 90503. Be sure to note the show number displayed on the screen. And don't forget, you can find all the fresh ingredients used on today's show at the Farmers Market. Visit the one here in Torrance at Wilson Park. That's located at 2200 Crenshaw Boulevard. They're open every Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m., rain or shine. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us at communitycooking@torranceca.gov and check us out online at youtube.com/TorranceCityCable and like us on Facebook at Community Cooking TV.